Hey, what's going on, people? Welcome to Recreated Minds. Your boy C Sizzle. And I got my boy Yoji in the building.
What it do?
And we got some hot shit for y'all ass today. But in the meantime, man, let my boy introduce yourself to you.
I'm Yoji Roby. Follow me on all social media. YOJI_ROBY. And that's that.
And with that being said, let's get into it. And so you're in from Los Angeles, man. So what is it looking like out there ever since the military didn't invaded that motherfucker?
It was a protest before I left, but I ain't been downtown or super active out like that in the community to tell you an updated thing. But as far as just California in general, it's just a homeless crisis is going through the roof.
I heard.
So I don't know how that's going to coexist with the National Guard and all this stuff out there. Like, I don't know how it's going to affect everything. But yeah, last time I was out there was kind of crazy. Well, one of my homies was actually in the protest. He saw people throwing rocks and shit, but he said it wasn't how media portrayed it, but it was still a lot of people out there riding.
Throwing rocks at the military.
Yeah, throwing rocks at, like, one guy threw a brick through one of the, it was like, I don't know what kind of, I don't know if it was a police, I don't know what it was, but it was like definitely a government official truck. They threw a brick straight through the back of it as they're trying to leave.
See, and you know what's crazy about people, specifically in America, because this is the country that we reside in. This is what I see the most. They'll do something like that and then expect for the agencies, the law enforcement, not to respond, you know?
Yeah.
But being in music, being inside the music industry as you are, man, and looking at kind of how things are, transitioning, do you think hip hop in America, do you think it has a future as far as the hip hop that we know? Or do you see it changing into something else?
For one, I think hip hop always gonna be, because it's more tied to a culture than it is, like we were to say rap. It's like a difference. Like hip hop, you incorporating dance, art, and music and way of life. It's like a culture. You know what I'm saying? Rap is just product based. It's like I'm rapping something, like I'm gift wrapping it to sell. That's more rap. So hip hop, yeah, I think it's gonna stay, and it has a future. Now, depending on if it's a positive future or a negative future, that's a different conversation. However, AI is kind of changing some things, so I'm interested to see how it's gonna pan out.
AI is changing the rap community. It's changing.
Yes.
The way rap is produced.
Yes.
Interesting.
100%. You don't need a lot of people anymore. Like, for example, if I just said cold turkey, I don't want to deal with nobody. I just want to make the music I want to make. I don't need anybody. I can get AI to write the song. I can get AI to perform the song. I can get AI to help me market the song. I can get AI to do everything. I just got to learn the AI tools. So I'm just interested in seeing like how kids are going to transition into this, because as adults, you know what I'm saying, we gonna have our own mind to be stuck on our ways, the old school way, and then they're gonna demonize everything else. But however, the youth, the kids, they don't see what we see, so they might grow up and the 5-year-old might make an album with AI, and it just might be fun for him to do. He not looking, or she not looking to put it out. It just might be a hobby or like them, but they producing stuff so fast.
That's right.
Because AI, you know what I'm saying? Like I remember 15 years ago, you go to the studio, it might take a rapper anywhere from an hour to 4 hours to drop a record. Now, I could use AI and get 30 records done in like 10 minutes.
An hour to 4 hours to drop one track.
Yeah, one song, yeah.
Wow. So
sitting there writing all the
with AI coming into the picture, would you say that cut the middleman out?
I won't say cut the middleman out. It just makes the middleman more interesting if the middleman understands AI. However, yes, I'm gonna go back. Yes, it can cut the middleman out. 100% can cut the middleman, because AI is essentially doing the work. I'll give you an example. ChatGPT, that's the most famous AI tool that everyone uses now.
Yeah, I use it to this day.
Yeah, it's likewise. I can go in there and get an article written up about me, just giving it certain prompts. You know, I want this to be in there, I want this to be in there, and it'll drop a whole article. That just X'd out a journalist job. Unless the journalist has a relationship. So this person might work at Billboard. So they got I can get it out there. But I don't need you to write it.
Yeah, man, because I look at the technology that's forming, and I look at hip hop, and I say, AI is one of those things that's gonna ultimately take over damn near every industry. Uh, Let me ask you this: as far as hip hop rap, do you think, or how do you think it has affected the black community as a whole, in a positive way or negative? In your
Mm,
opinion?
I would have to lean more towards negative today, but it wasn't always like this, so I can't. And it's still not all the way like that. It's just mainstream hip hop. Most definitely lean towards negative. The only reason why I say this because just earlier today I was listening to a song. I ain't gonna say the artist's name, but the man said, "I'm gonna go. Well, I got beef with you, but I'm gonna go further or farther or something like that. I'm not just gonna go after you. I'm gonna go after your grandmama and your father."
Mm,
Like he said that, and I'm just like, that's crazy. So if a 10-year-old to 15-year-old, they didn't have no clue to go after grandmama and father.
that's right.
Now they got the idea. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's just we could perpetuate certain ideas, not knowing the harm we cause them because
Mm,
25-year-olds hear that and they understand the artistry behind it,
that's
even
right.
though it's still it's almost like watching Scarface. We know Scarface ain't real, but it's entertaining. So when we hear rappers say stuff like this, it's entertaining. But however, hip hop is different. Hip hop got this not stigma. Hip hop has this thing to where if the rapper's rapping about their life, it must be their life. It
Mhm.
has to be hundred
So
percent real. It
people don't
has
know
to
how to
be.
separate the actor from the actual person.
Not in hip hop.
And see, that's the thing, and that's why I asked that question, because what I see, man, and I know it's not, it might not be the majority of people, but for the percentage or the pocket of people that it does affect. What you just stated, I see that behavior in some of the masses. I see that they carry that spirit, or that those what you call instructions
Yeah.
that the hip hop artists. I don't think they put them out here for the sake of trying to brainwash them, but we both know it's a money making thing.
Oh, wait. I do think, and this is a hot take. This might be controversial, but I do honestly believe
Hmm.
there are certain people who completely understand what they're doing, far as they might be tied into some certain things. Like I got stock into this private prison, or I got part ownership into this private prison, and in the marketing plan, how can I keep this private prison at a certain intake rate? Like I can't go below this rate or we'll be fined. Like you gotta ask yourself questions like how do
That's right. That's
jobs
right.
have jails have like I gotta keep this many people in here. So what can encourage me to get more people to be in here so I can keep this quota? And I'm under the impression that hip hop, like
Hmm.
drill music, all the music that's geared towards just strictly killing, I think that is definitely geared towards a marketing strategy to keep private prisons full.
Mm. Yeah, because keeping private prisons full. And speaking of that, I've heard they here in Memphis, Tennessee, man, they're creating more, and we going more on that later. But yeah, there's an expectation, what you say, a threshold
Yeah.
that they have to stay above in order to maintain business, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So if well, I wouldn't say quote me on that, but for the most part, that's really what it is. Cause if you look at any business, once you get to a certain point, it looks like it's failing. So if you got a empty prison, then what's the point of having it? So, but if you got rap, creating this mindset to where, they say you believe something, then you do your beliefs, you
Hmm.
act your beliefs. So if I'm injecting these thoughts into your head and then that's altering your beliefs or at least affecting your belief to a certain degree, now you might find yourself doing things that you probably never would have intentionally or
Otherwise.
yeah, you would never saw yourself doing until you came across this type of music for a long period of time. And I'm not saying the moment you get it, boom, you're gonna do something crazy. But I'm
Hmm.
saying I'm I bet you won't hit a nigga, hit a nigga. Like I'm fully sober right now. I'm not finna hit nobody.
That's
But
right.
if I was drunk at a club and somebody stepped on my shoe and I'm already kind of mad and I heard this song, you know what? It might just
And then you
instigate a fight.
and then you in the atmosphere where even if you not feeling that way, somebody around you
So,
is picking
yeah,
that energy up.
yeah,
So you see them acting on what they're hearing, which can in return, sort of depending on the kind of mindset you got, it can sort of influence you to do just the same.
yeah, bro. Tether Club is a great example. Everybody who watching right now, go look up the history of Tether Club. Love that song, by the way. Three Mafia, fuck with y'all. But you go look up the history of that song and see how their performances went when they went and performed that song. Was niggas really just vibing, having a good time at the club, or were they tearing the club up?
Oh yeah, that kind of music had you jumping over tables and putting bottles upside of people's heads.
Yeah, causing. I ain't gonna say most people that don't think, but most people don't think. They just respond. They
That's right.
impulsive. So you
That's right.
creating this music that's just making people be more impulsive on certain things. So yeah, I definitely don't know where hip hop is leading us as far as the negative side. I don't know where it's taking us, but I do know uh, there are some hip hop artists out here who do speak on these things, who do target like, man, we need, maybe we need to stop saying nigga. Like, why do we even say nigga? Like, there's very few that do preach a positive message. They just don't get the media attention because
Mm,
uh, negative seems to travel. Negative attention or negative content seems to get the most attention.
that's right. It does.
Uh,
And I think a part of this is possibly because of the culture. And just like here in Memphis, Tennessee, we got the military coming in. We got law enforcement agencies from all over the country coming in. Uh, you know, we're seeing a increase in security and increase in law enforcement. Could that also be because of? I'm not just gonna strictly blame it on music or hip hop, but do you think the hip hop influence has a hold or a grip specifically on the young men here in Memphis, Tennessee?
uh,
Because for this has happened before, but for the federal government to have to send in extra bodies to get control and get the city under way, this had to be looked at on paper like this city here stands out for most of them. I know Chicago was up there, but
yeah, let me look up something because I don't want to quote it wrong. But you do have a valid question. I'm not gonna ignore the question about is music have a hold on them.
yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, man, Memphis, I don't know if it's number one or number two, but just to be the top two contenders in that position, it ain't nothing you want to be proud of.
Yeah, I agree. Amongst we just talking about black people.
Well, we can keep it in that demographic, and the reason I say that is because that's mostly what's here, and then we have to base it off who mostly commits the crimes.
All right, so I just looked up a number. Hip hop, I think is I would say the negative hip hop, the rap that we're talking about. I would say that is a symptom from the real issue. The real issue is just poverty.
I agree,
Poverty is what's creating all this dynamic. I'm gonna rob somebody because I need this,
definitely agree with that.
and then after the robbery, somebody like you stole this, I'm gonna kill you, and then you kill him, I'm gonna kill you because you killed him, and then now it's a spiral of
That's
things. But I
right.
think it's really just poverty, and what happens is
The domino effect.
you have somebody who's involved in all of this, and they're just speaking their truth, and it turns into the hip hop we talking about. Like if a dude talking about something, I ain't got no money, so I got to trap dope. That's his real life.
That's right.
And he feels like he's compelled to do that because one, he probably got a felony, he can't get no job, or he in a
And and to have that kind of energy, to have that kind of passion about rapping or
yeah.
being an artist, it has to be a source somewhere that comes from, right?
Yeah, I would definitely say hip hop, blues, all this type of things come from just bad situations. Like
So
just
would you say trauma?
oh, your trauma's the symptom. Like, yeah, it's if I'm in a rut, I don't have no money. I got a kid to feed. I got a girl to feed. Maybe I shouldn't even have these situations, but this is my situation. My mom calling me, asking me for stuff. Family asking me for stuff. I don't have it. I'm in depression. That's another thing. Add all this in, then my response to all of this would be either a lot of anger, a
Ticking
lot of
time bomb.
yeah, a lot of confusion. But then the moment somebody come to me with any opportunity and they tell me I can get X for it and I don't got no other opportunities out here. And then you got the stigma if I go to this job, white folks ain't gonna look at me here because I look like this and da da da, which can be
Hmm.
true too if you look a certain way. So if my only options are these, then I'm going and then when I listen to the music, I'm hearing how successful these guys are becoming through this same option.
That's right.
Then I talk about all the negative shit that come from. They don't talk about I got the cars, I got the clothes, feeding my everything. I'm gonna do that. Not only am I gonna do it, I'm gonna try to be a pro at it.
And see, for the have-nots, when they hear this, it forms a sort of greediness. It forms a temptation to go and get it. And we all know most people in today's time, not only do they have a short attention span, but they don't have patience. From
Yeah.
what I see, the younger generation and all that, man, they seem to be more they're go-getters, but they don't have the patience to understand the process of what it takes to get said riches or said success.
Yeah, instant gratification is probably like the number one thing in our community.
Yeah.
If it's instant gratification, we all for it. Delayed gratification, there's no belief in it. There's no, I think you scamming me. It's all it when you talk about delayed gratification ideas and stuff like this. So I think it's a lot of confusion. I think it started with, let's say if my parent was dysfunctional, like they doing a lot of dysfunctional shit around the house. I don't know that this dysfunctional because they're my parents. So I'm adopting these behaviors and I'm thinking they normal. So then now I have a kid and I'm doing all this dysfunctional shit in front of them. Now they think it's normal. So by the time it gets to this third generation of dysfunctional shit, it's completely normalized now. So now if you come around me and do things that are healthy minded, like healthy individuals do,
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at you crazy. I'm gonna be like, bougie ass nigga.
Because that's not your norm.
Yeah, because I've normalized dysfunction.
That's
so
right.
let's say now we into the point where a lot of these occupations such as selling dope, killing, everything that we know is horrible for the community. A lot of us have normalized this shit because it's made money. So now it's like if I'm a young kid in the hood and all I see is everybody struggling except for the dope boy. He got the Mercedes. He's paying everybody. I don't want to be like the broke nigga. I want to be like the person who got the money.
And the only person you see that got the money just so happens to be a criminal.
So it's celebrated dysfunction.
That's
so
right.
Nobody's gonna target that guy. Nobody gonna say man, we gotta get him out the community. He's horrible for the community because at the same time he's probably doing a lot of great things for the community. Such as I'm gonna give turkeys out on Thanksgiving, even though it's a tax write-off. I'm gonna do a turkey giveaway and give turkeys so it could keep y'all in poverty. Not saying it's gonna keep y'all in poverty. It's not really doing anything to get y'all out of it. It's just
that's right.
Keeping you cool for the moment. And that could be cool for people who really in a rut. But if you want to make change, I don't think.
And it can also be weaponized because if it's illegal, you get caught doing it. It's a setback waiting to happen.
I think ultimately that's a plan. I think ultimately it's, and this may go over a lot of people's head, or maybe tell me in the comments if I'm wrong or if I'm crazy, because I'm going to segue saying this may be crazy, but I do think that America has a strategy at place, such as this thing called poverty or program or projects. Projects is a good one. Projects. They learned this from other societies when they did experiments on large group of people, and they, the projects ended up calling it the ghetto, but the ghetto was essentially a project. It was a
1939.
Actual project. Like, let's see how this work out. And I think America learns from these things, and now it's like, all right, we got any black dominant areas. Let's create the poverty scenario or a project scenario for them. So like if they got a good hood, we gonna run the expressway straight through their hood. That way we got pollution, gas, all that. And the people there might not know, but it's altering their brain chemistry over time. And then you got other stuff like, all right, we gonna tell them the only thing you can do is sell dope or you going to jail. It's either you doing something illegal or you're dead in jail. Them the only options that we hear.
And I challenge y'all, 1939, go look it up for yourself. 1939, German occupied Poland. The ghettos of Poland, which were occupied by Jews, but the Germans are the people who put the Polish people and the Jews inside of the ghettos. Those were your first ghettos. So what we're talking about here is it relates back to that. It's always been a project. It's always been an experiment. Sorry about that, brother. But I had to put that out there because I need it. Yeah, because it's context around it, and I think it's important for people to understand the source of where things come from. But yeah, that's it's definitely looking kind of crazy out here, man. All right, bro. Black people in relationships, black man, black woman. Are we getting along? Do we have a future with one another? Do you see any unity between the two?
On social media, hell no. Hell no. It's gender wars every day on my social media. Every time I get up and look, and that could be the algorithm feeding me shit, but I'm not looking for this. So it can't be because I like it. Yeah. I don't like it, but it keeps showing me shit like that. Every day I get up, I scroll down Facebook, Instagram, everything. I see somebody complaining about the other sex in like the most misandrous or misogynistic ways. So online, nah. Now, for the people who don't entertain online or be on social media and all that, then yeah, you might be able to, even though it's still a gamble, because they could be affected by shit online from people around them. But it's more likely you might have a good conversation with somebody who's not online.
That's right.
Because I notice when I talk to women and men that do pay attention or to a lot of shit online, they adopt the ideas that they never even experienced. That's what's crazy to me.
And I'll be real with you, man, through my own experiences. And this ain't me taking no shots, but I got to keep it real. Screw that.
Go ahead.
Man, the women I run into, they tend to be, it don't matter, young or old, man, they had this mindset of self-centeredness. They only truly like you try to show interest in them. You know how you got a lot of ladies out here that'll say there are no good men. Everybody's out to get something from me, and I got my
Yeah.
guards up and all that kind of shit. And then when you finally present yourself to their ass in a formal way and all that, it's almost like, or at least this is the vibe that I get from it. It's almost like they are kind of intimidated by a real man when it is presented, because they know deep down inside that they at some point may end up sabotaging this shit.
Yeah, I agree. I think this goes back to a previous conversation when we were talking about dysfunction. So if this girl has been around nothing but dysfunction and she's operating comfortably in dysfunction, all her relationships probably ended the same because of the same dysfunction. The moment she get around somebody who don't have a lick of that dysfunction, it makes her feel all the shame of all the things she's doing, because now she sees all her actions as fuck up.
That's right.
'Cause she around somebody who ain't doing all this
That's
and
it.
calling her out on this shit. It's so much shame to come along with it that and then here's the crazy part about it. Instead of taking accountability and being like, damn, I was wrong.
Keyword.
Damn. Oh yeah, accountability is a devil to them. But instead of me doing wrong, damn, they'll try to find reasons to make they dysfunction. They'll rationalize that shit to the where you're attacking me. You making me feel like what I'm doing is wrong, and I'm just living my life. Fuck it. If you don't like me, only God can judge me. All that shit that defer from fixing your behavior.
Because they're used to being the victim.
Yeah, and then here's the crazy part about it. Being a victim, they're gonna attract dudes who are predators. Meaning, oh, this girl feel like a victim. I'm gonna tell her the shit she want to hear. Do all the shit she want me to do.
The law of
And-
nature.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna correct this motherfucker. I'm not gonna correct her. Cause if I correct her, I ain't gonna get nothing. But if I go along with it, I might get the cat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you got that going on.
That's right.
So yeah, I think those dysfunctional women who don't take accountability, they're just looking for people who will tolerate they bullshit. They're not looking to change, because any stand-up guy come around, they find ways to demonize him, like he too
That's right.
controlling. All because he said what you doing is gonna lead you down a straight, or what you doing ain't good for your kids that you came to me with.
Yeah, you can never be too good for them, man.
No. If you good, I'm telling you, it's just they're trying to find reasons or find people to keep them in their dysfunction, because that's where they operate comfortably.
And they're comfortable. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's no.
And it's kind of sad, man, because you look at the future, you look at the dynamic of the black community right now, and I would think personally, from what I see, that a lot of this is a partial, percentage of it can be sort of blamed on the fact that we don't have families. You know what I'm saying? Like we
100%.
ain't got the families, which we were talking about. The person at home that ain't never been trained. You get all of your teachings from home, and if your teachings are only one sided, coming from just a man or from a woman's point of view, where you going off into the damn world halfway equipped
Yeah.
with what you need. You know what I'm saying?
Or wrong.
Yeah.
You get, like, if you let's say if a woman, and it's not taking no shots at single mothers and nothing like that, but I'm just giving you a hypothetical, which is a fake scenario, but it could be real.
Mm-hmm.
You got a woman who just been through bad relationship after bad relationship after bad relationship, so she grow like this small type of hatred towards guys, because she already assume a guy gonna act like this or do this. 'Cause I already know y'all. I've been like that. I've been dealing with these same guys, not knowing she got a pattern.
That's right.
But I've been dealing with the same guy, so you ain't gonna do nothing any different. So imagine this woman has, like, let's say she got 4 boys and 1 girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
She'll be hard as hell on her girl, by the way. She gonna be hard on her, because she want her to understand you gotta be independent of her. You can't need to do nothing. She gonna be like that. But the boys, she ain't gonna be that hard on, because she don't really understand it.
Well, they tend to spoil the boys.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying she ain't gonna be hard on, because she don't really know that. And then when they get older, she don't know how to discipline. Her form of discipline is just being crazy, loud, and trying to force and be
Cursing.
super aggressive, because
Yeah.
that's her perception of what
Trying to put fear into
masculine
them.
is. Yeah.
Mhm.
So these 4 boys are gonna be raised up in an environment where they getting their mom's perception of life.
And see, that goes, yeah, that's what I was saying, man. That one-sided track thing. A lot of these guys is committing crimes out here. They kind of sort of, they're committing it from emotion. Just I feel this way now. Let me act on what I feel.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we're dealing with, man. So yeah, I really would wish, if I'm being honest, man, I really would wish, our women would be more open. I get it. But ladies, you got to understand something. Being vulnerable is a part of taking the risk to getting a relationship. You have to be vulnerable. And I know what you're saying. It might sound crazy. It might sound like, okay, I don't want to take that risk. But look at it this way. You all in with your jobs. You all in with your careers. They can fire your ass tomorrow.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So why not take a risk on something that can really mean you some good? In the words of Bobby Womack, really mean you some good. You know, that's what you want. You don't want to be out here in the world alone because that's what we having, man. Money ain't everything. It's a tool. So, in my opinion, like I said, I think our women need to be more open. The men that they're dealing with, they need to sit back and really look more at the character of the man versus what they're attracted to as far as from a physical point of view or, just his lingo or just his vibe.
They looking for the same shit we looking for now. That's crazy to me.
That is crazy. Bro.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, bro. And not understanding we ain't the same.
We definitely not the same. Definitely. What bothers me is when we had these type of conversations, like there might be a woman watching this and she might feel attacked knowing she ain't even fitting the description of what we even talking about. So let me go ahead and put this out there. For the woman that's watching this who don't fit the description of what we talking about, you're perfect. You ain't who we talking about. You ain't who we talking about. But we definitely talking about one of your cousins. We definitely talking about one of your sisters.
Somebody,
we definitely talking about somebody real close to you. So you can't pretend who we talking about don't exist. You know what I'm saying? You know they out here. You know the ones who are actively looking for, he gotta be attractive.
Mm-hmm.
Like attractiveness was only one thing that went one way at one point. I remember like back in the day, like you had let's say Mansa Musa, all these dudes, or even people, African kings and all this type of shit. Like these niggas were obese, fat, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But a woman just knew I need protection, resources, all these things. I can care less what you look like. If you're doing all this and you love me, I'm with it. Today, dude could be a deadbeat, ain't got nothing going on. He look good. She gonna mess with him.
And keep in mind, ladies, when it comes down to, when you being open for a man, the man was never supposed to be the pretty one. You are supposed to be the pretty one. The man is supposed to be the productive one. That's our, setup. That's our DNA. So all these, I'm dating him because he looked like something. We got long hair, and I get it. You want your man to have a little sex appeal, but you can't solely base your expectation of what you want your husband to be off of just looks alone. That's reserved for us. You need to be pretty. You need to be sexy. You need to be in shape. You need to be the one that's the attention grabber. I need to be the one that people see we building the castle from the ground up. That's what we are. That's what our purpose is.
Yeah.
So I kind of think that's kind of where they get confused at a little bit.
I'm gonna nail a coffin on that one. I'm gonna definitely nail the coffin. I'm gonna give the women a scenario that I know they're gonna relate to. So let's say a woman. How long do you think women take to get ready? Let's say you like we going out tonight. How long do you think it's gonna take her to get ready? She started at 6. What time do you think she gonna be ready?
Give or take, we talking about from the shower on up.
Everything, makeup, shower, clothes. She got to pick out the clothes too. Everything.
I give her about an hour.
About an hour. I'm gonna give her an hour and a half.
Okay.
So imagine women. I want you to go in a fairy tale land. Imagine you getting ready, and it take you an hour and a half to get ready. And when you done and ready, you come out and you think it's time to go, but your dude is still getting ready. Your dude still getting everything ready. It probably take him an extra 45 minutes to get ready. He trying to, and this every time y'all got to go out. Every time he take longer than you. Is that the type of dude that most women aim to have?
Hell, I think a lot of them like that because I think a lot of them truly are attracted to a man that they know other women won't.
But this dude taking more time than her to get ready, which means he values his beauty more than the average dude. Because the average dude, women, y'all can attest to this. Y'all will be getting ready and a dude be sitting ready to go. And it's only 10 minutes in to y'all getting ready. Dude's just like, all right, whatever. But this dude, for some reason, takes way more time than you. That's like a feminine trait almost to most guys.
It's definitely something he grew up seeing because if he's already in that mind frame of taking my time, man, I gotta have every little thing together. More than likely, man, guys like that. I'm not knocking any brother that like to have high self maintenance on their for themselves.
Yeah, nothing here.
But when it come down to getting ready, man, you all just going out and all that, man. Throwing some moisturizer in your hair, in your clothes. That shit for me personally, I'm taking me number like maybe 20.
No, yeah, don't take long at all. Yeah. Don't take long. I'm talking about the guys who we know if they take longer than I've personally never met a dude who takes longer than an hour or even an hour to get ready. Period. But I'm just saying, women actually look forward to things. Or I say this: a lot of women will have this idea of what they want, and then when they actually get it, they find out that that's not really what they wanted because it contradicts everything. It's almost like it's a temporary thing they want, but then they'll get a guy and then convince him to be the thing that they want. And then when a guy becomes that thing, they're no longer attractive. And the woman got to ask herself, how did she even get to this point? She obviously found him attractive at first, but the fairy tale part of her mind was like, but I see men or the man for me being like this. So she tried to project those thoughts on the dude, and then when the dude actually becomes it, it's not even masculine no more.
Well, I know one thing. Don't be surprised you see him coming out in the dress because he taking so long, and instead of wearing cologne, he wearing makeup and all that kind of shit. But we know we living in the kind of world where that's kind of being normalized. And hey, y'all power to you, man. But in this world here, we keep it tight. We keep it masculine, man.
Man, hey, Atlanta, what's good, man? He was just talking about Atlanta. What's good, Atlanta, man? You know, I just seen some guys out there with some skirts and stuff on social media,
Hey,
bro.
to each his own.
To each his own. Hey, you know what, though? In a weird way, I'm going to tell you why I support it. I support it because there's more women for people like us.
And I'm down with that on any angle. But hey, thank y'all for tuning in, man. Please like, share, and subscribe if you digging the video, man. And until next time, we out.